Measles cases are surging not just in America, but everywhere around the world as fewer people follow through getting the vaccine. The World Health Organization has released up-to-date numbers, and Jennifer Bellamy is looking into the report. Jennifer, health experts say these numbers really are not acceptable at all.
That is correct, Jeff. The World Health Organization says an effective vaccine has been available for more than 50 years now, and it's thought to have saved more than 20 million lives. But the group says vaccination rates aren't what they should be. 413,000 cases have been reported this year. That's up from more than 350,000 in 2018. And most of the victims who died from measles last year were children under the age of 5. Leading health experts want to make sure that people know even if a measles case doesn't turn out to be deadly, the disease still has long-term impacts. It can damage a child's immune system for months, even years. It can also end in permanent brain damage, blindness, or hearing loss. And once again, they are saying these numbers are just unacceptable considering there's a vaccine that is 97% effective. Jeff?
And Jennifer, this report is looking very broadly at a worldwide problem, but we're dealing with very real impacts here in the state of Georgia. It looks very different than, say, looking at the ambiguity of all of that.
That's correct. We've been talking about that. This year, we have had 18 confirmed cases of measles here in Georgia. The Department of Health says that's more cases than the past 10 years combined. So we do have a pretty high rate of vaccinations among students. Only about 10,000 students statewide are unvaccinated.